And hey, Seth, good to see you. Matt, good to see you. I've got a few graduates on the call. Tanya, good to see you. And then a bunch of new people, and then a few people that I've had calls with in the last few days. So that's great. So first off, thanks for taking an hour out of your busy day to come and spend a little time tuning in and listening to any messages that are inside of you that want to come out in terms of your purpose, your vision, your life, your work. I love this stuff, and it's so important for our to live the lives that we were meant to live. So what's going to happen on this call is I'm going to tell you just a short background about myself and my work, and then I'm going to explain how to approach the writing exercises that we're going to do today. And then I'll guide you through a short meditation. You just close your eyes and breathe, listen, let yourself tune in. And then we're going to do a few writing exercises that are going to help you find clarity about your vision for 2022. And then at the end is a time where you can ask questions or share any inspiring insights. You can ask questions about the process itself, share things about the process itself, or ask questions about the Vision Quest course and process. And then, of course, ask any questions about the online course that's starting in a few days. So a little bit about me. I had this extraordinary experience when I was 21 years old, where I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I got really sick. And it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. I actually fell sick on a tiny island in the middle of nowhere on a surf trip in Indonesia. But I got better. I'm still alive, still kicking around. And it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I got to see at a young age, I got to see how temporary our lives are. It wasn't just a concept that you read about or hear someone else talk about. It was like, I didn't know if I was going to be alive in 6 months or 1 month. So it adds this presence, this very special, grateful feeling to simply being alive. I also started to learn how to tune in and ask myself questions and get guidance about my life and kind of hear a deeper part of me speaking and leading me in my life. And it completely changed who I was, how I made decisions, how I experienced fear, and allowed me to pursue whatever I really wanted to do with my life. Then in many years after that, I decided that I wanted to somehow create a kind of experience like that for people. But the question was, how do you do that without putting a gun to someone's head or without them having a life-threatening illness or accident? And I just did the best I could with the first group that I had. I ran a retreat. Seth Lawrence, who's on this call, was actually at that retreat, my first retreat in 2010, he and his brother. And his sister. And hey, Youssef, great to see you. And yeah, that was a turning point in my life where I got the feedback from life that was like, yes, you're supposed to be doing this. This works and it's valuable for people. So that redirected my life, and since then I've run over 50 retreats and guided numerous online courses and had different formats for the online courses. And now I'm back to doing the group courses. So that's a little bit about me. I was raised in San Diego, California. I have 2 kids, and we live on the Sunshine Coast. So about my work, the core premise of my work is that you are the powerful co-creator of your life. You are here for an important purpose, and all of life is supporting you to fulfill it. And there's one caveat in that is your time to do it is limited. And what I care about in this limited time that we have is helping people find their alignment with life. I call it co-creating with the great flow. So the way that I see it is that we are in a co-creative dance with life. And there's when you're in alignment with that dance, then there's an experience of life that feels alive, it feels magical, it feels powerful, and it feels deeply right. And it's where you know that you aren't doing this whole life thing by yourself. There are unseen forces. There's unseen support that's always got your back and leading you where you're meant to go. And it's more about the experience of like being in the right time at the right place, and doing the right thing, doing the right work with your life. And when you find that alignment, it's kind of like, you know, when you're a surfer, or say you're swimming out in where powerful waves are breaking, when you're not in alignment, it's like you're stuck in that impact zone, and you keep getting clobbered by the waves of life, even though, you know, you've done everything that you thought you were supposed to do to be happy, and you play by the rules, and you're a good person. But if you haven't found that deeper alignment, then you're getting clobbered by the waves. And when you find that alignment, it's like you rest, and you just let that current push you out of the impact zone. You rest, you realign, you tune in, and then you can see things from a broader perspective, and you can see where the waves are breaking and where you need to be, and what skills you need to develop in order to ride those waves. And then when you do, then your experience of life is like surfing life, co-creating with the great flow. So when you find this alignment, you enjoy being alive, and you ignite other people's joy, and you start to have the impact that you were born to have. So I'm going to come back to this thing of your time on earth is limited. The time is now. And this is the gift that I was given when I was 21 years old and faced my mortality. And this is one of the gifts that I want to pass on to you right now, just to remind you that, I mean, what a special moment we have on this call, with a few dozen people here from around the world tuning in. We're going to ride a very special wave together over this next hour. But this group of people, every single face you see here, in a matter of time, each one of us is not going to be walking the earth anymore. It's just a few decades away. And in the span of time on earth, time in the universe, it's a split second. And we take everything so seriously, and we get so stuck in these stories of our lives, and then we miss really where life is trying to take us. So the time is now. Now, some specifics about my work and how it works. This work, it's not about filling you up with more ideas. So I'm actually pretty limited in what I tell you. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. It's not about filling you up with more ideas. It's about making a space for you to hear your inner truth. And there are really three special things that happen in this work, and they come in a certain order. So the first one is a deeper connection within yourself. And you have to make a space to experience this deeper connection deliberately. You have to interrupt the patterns in your life. So that's what we're doing here. You guys have made the space, whatever was in that email that you read, that you felt, hey, maybe that's worth taking an hour out of my day. That brought you to this space where you can have this deeper connection and foster this connection and listen to your inner knowing. That's what I like to call it. Then when you have that connection, you can start to get clarity and get basically information and answers for your life, practical clarity. And some of you have seen my training video on my website, where I talk about your vision for your life. It's like a puzzle. And what you need is to reveal, to unlock the different puzzle pieces that make up that vision. And in the chaos of daily life, you might stumble on a puzzle piece here and there. You get a flash of insight, but it's usually not enough to create one clear, compelling vision that has the power to create change or even transform your life. So this clarity, you can think of it in terms of these puzzle pieces coming up to the surface of your awareness. And then once you do have enough of those puzzle pieces, and you don't need to have a perfectly full puzzle to see where to go, but you need to have enough pieces so that you feel this this knowing, this security, and this clarity in your vision as you step forward. So what happens to most people is that they never get enough pieces. There's just a random piece here and there, and they stay stuck in disempowering situations for way too long. Whether it's relationships, all of us can relate to at least one of these: staying in a relationship too long, staying in a job too long, staying in a business too long, staying in a disempowering or destructive habit for too long. It's because we don't have enough of that information to take that next step towards it, that it feels like it's too unknown. And what happens is there's this massive misalignment between what is deeply important to you and how you spend these precious days and hours of your life. And how you spend your life is how you spend your lifetime. So through working through this process for so many years and with so many groups, I've discovered some methods over the years that work to silence the fear that holds you back from getting this clarity. You can think of the fear as as kind of like the past. The fear doesn't want things to change. The fear's job is just to get things to stay exactly as they are, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how unhappy you are. At least you know where you are. So what happens is, in order to get this deeper connection and clarity, you need to silence the fear. So I found methods to do that over the years and allow you to unlock this information inside of you. And the purpose of the Vision Quest work is to help you um, reveal a clear, compelling, purpose-driven vision to guide your life and your work. All right. Hi, Carolyn. Nice to see you. So here's how to do the writing, which is really it's the heart and soul of my work always. So you're gonna what you're gonna end up with is a clearer vision for this year, 2022. It's really important in this work that you don't have any distractions. So please, if your phone is around, put it away, put it on silent, put it in airplane mode. If emails, pop up, notifications pop up or whatever, try not to look at it, see who sent it. Hopefully they disappear, because the information coming in, it hijacks your attention and it will sabotage that connection, which sabotages the clarity. So as much as you can, insulate yourself for this next 45 minutes from these messages. The writing, it's not about trying hard. It's about letting go and seeing what comes. So like I said before, I'm going to guide you through a little meditation where you're just going to breathe, tune in, let go, and it's going to feel like you're entering a time warp. The breathing and the writing exercise. So enjoy that cosmic the cosmic adventure that I guide you on. I want you to have the attitude of being on a treasure hunt as we do these writing exercises. You never know where you're going to find the treasure. You never know what moment it's going to appear, and you don't know what the treasure looks like. But half of the fun is just being on the hunt and staying in motion. It's very important that you are listening in a different way than you ever listen in your daily life. You're going to be listening to a deeper part of you. You're going to be listening to a deeper voice inside of you. It's not about thinking up the right answers. This is the opposite of school, where you're trying to go, what does the teacher want to hear? I'm going to put that down. Is that the opposite of that? It's going, fuck what I want to hear. It doesn't matter what I want to hear, what anyone else wants to hear. What are the answers that are coming up inside of you? Don't censor yourself. It's important that you're free to just write freely. You don't have to share this with anyone. There's going to be an opportunity to share at the end if you want to, but I'm not going to call on you if you don't want to share. And this piece of paper, you never have to share this with anyone. So let yourself be free as you write. And again, it's not about knowing the answer, like sitting there and thinking and knowing the answer and then writing down what you know. It's about just start writing and let the answers come up. You'll find the answers through the process. And I want you to get ready to go to some deep places. and possibly some emotional places. And finally, as you write, you are going to be writing about ideas will come for your wishes, your desires, your dreams. And I want you to let go of any thoughts or concerns of how this is going to happen. That comes later. And that really, in this process, in this context, that's the voice of the fear that's wanting to disconnect you from yourself and from this information. So if you're starting to write down something that feels big and you start to go, oh, but I don't know if I should put this, how's it going to happen? Say, hey, that comes later, and you go ahead and write it down. So basically, let go and let your spirit talk to you. Okay. Now we begin. So go ahead, and you need pen and paper. Get pen and paper if you don't have it, but everyone should have it. And go ahead and close your eyes. And deepen your breathing. Smooth, deep, full breaths. I want you to have a sense of slowing everything down. Just breathe. I want you to bring your attention to your physical body and relax. As you keep breathing deeply, relax your shoulders, your neck, your belly, your jaw, your face. Feel your body letting go. Good. Keep breathing deeply. And I want you to bring your attention to your emotions or your feelings, whatever that energy is inside of you. No need to label it, but I just want you to experience it right now. And any tension that is happening emotionally right now, I just want you to release it, let go, and let that energy be there. Just let it be energy. Let go. Now, as you keep breathing, I want you to bring your attention to your mind. And I want you to feel the mental energy, the activity of thoughts start to release and let go. Thoughts are fine, but just let them go. Breathe. As you keep breathing, I want you to open up to some kind of a deeper connection inside of you, some kind of a deeper feeling, maybe an indefinable feeling. Now, as we move forward, the main thing I want you to keep doing is just keep breathing deeply. Let that be your connection to this deeper connection, your connection to this present moment. And I want you to trust that the information that you're asking for, whatever you need, is going to come through your pen with a sense of ease, playfulness, wonder. Okay, good. You can open your eyes. So we're going to do a few writing exercises. Keep breathing. The first one is called Real Talk. And we're going to take 5 minutes, and you are going to go on a stream of consciousness tirade about anything that's frustrating you in your life or your work or your relationships, any aspect of life. And I want you to be petty, and I want you to criticize and complain the things that are outside of you. And also, I want you to aim that to yourself as well. What do you want to criticize and complain yourself for? I want you to let it rip. I want you to let yourself get charged up and agitated and get it out from inside of you and get it out onto the page. And this is a fun one to use bad words. I always write a lot of bad words with this. Okay, you got 5 minutes. Go for it. This is your time to bitch and moan and complain about what's frustrating you in your life. Who or what is bringing you down? What about yourself brings you down? What do you really want to say to the people who piss you off? What complaints do you have for God? Where have you been settling? One more minute. Get it out of you. Twenty more seconds. Okay. Finish writing the sentence that you're on. Put your pen down. Close your eyes. Reconnect with your breathing. I want you to feel whatever you're feeling. And I want you to let go of that exercise and feel this energy. If you're feeling agitated, whatever, it's great. I just want you to feel this as your own creative energy that you're going to use for the next few exercises. We've freed it up. Breathe deeply. Next exercise is called appreciations. And I want you to write about what is working in your life or your work. Write about what you're grateful for. Write about the things that you take for granted. And I want you to begin each phrase with thank you for, or I'm so blessed to have, or I'm so thankful for. And I want you to allow yourself to feel gratitude and appreciation as you look at all the blessings and the achievements and the things you have in your life. Get 5 minutes. Go for it. Writing about what you feel grateful for, what you appreciate in your life. What do you have that in the past was just a dream and now you have it? Who do you have in your life who is a huge blessing for you? What or who do you take for granted? But the truth is that they're a huge blessing. What were some of your most satisfying achievements and experiences from 2021? Feel the gratitude and the appreciation. One more minute. Where have you made great progress in your life? Twenty seconds. Okay. Stop writing with this thought and put your pen down. Close your eyes and reconnect with your breathing. Feel that deeper interconnection, however it is. And let go of your appreciations. Just feel the energy that you're feeling. Keep breathing deeply. And the next thing you're going to write about, it's called what ifs. And I want you to write, what are your desires and wishes and dreams for 2022 and beyond. I want you to consider personally and professionally, and I want you to begin each phrase with "what if." You get 5 minutes. Go. Let go here and write whatever is coming up into your awareness. What are your desires, wishes, and dreams for 2022 and beyond? What could happen in your life? What do you really want? What would bring deep satisfaction and joy? One more minute. What do you truly want to ask the universe for? Twenty seconds. Finish writing whatever you're writing. Put your pen down. Reconnect with your breathing and that deeper feeling inside of you. The exercises that we've done have just been priming you for our last exercise that we're about to do. Again, let go. Okay. The next exercise is called Dream Letter. And this is going to come from future you. So I want you to imagine that it's the end of 2022, December 31st, and the year went better than you could have ever imagined. And I want you to imagine that the you that you have become at the end of that year, that you wrote you a letter that you're going to read today. What would you love that letter to say? I want you to let future you describe what that reality looks like and describe the magic that happened along the way to help you get there. You can talk about advice, guidance, encouragement, wisdom that the future you is giving you. And basically, I just want you to let go, listen, write what you hear that future you saying, and describe the images that the future you sees. So again, you're writing it from the perspective of the future you to who you are right now. A letter of advice, encouragement, describing the amazing things that have happened, the magic that happened along the way. You get 10 minutes for this. I want you to let go and go deep here. Consider that the words that you write down here, combined with the state that you are in, have the power to create your life. Keep breathing deeply and letting go and listening. Let the vivid details arise. Paint the picture with your pen. What would you love for future you to be telling you? Have fun. Have fun describing these things. Be descriptive, be brave, be playful. Five more minutes. How does it feel? How does it sound, smell, taste? What do you hear? What do you see? Who are you with? Keep breathing and feeling. Two more minutes. Thirty more seconds. Okay, stop writing the sentence that you're on. Stop at the end of that sentence. Put your pen down. Close your eyes. Reconnect with your breathing. I want you to thank yourself for making this special time today in the middle of your day or night. And I want you to thank the deepest part of you, your inner knowing, your essence, for coming up to the surface and participating in this adventure with you today, and for guiding you in your life. Okay, take a few more deep breaths. And open your eyes. All right. Okay, so we're gonna have in about a minute or two, we're gonna have a time for you guys can share any insights or ask any questions about your experience today or the process, the Vision Quest process. But first, I just want to make sure you know that what you the clarity that you brought up to the surface today, what you saw, is just the tip of the iceberg. It's powerful, but there's so much more inside of you. And my work is about helping you get enough clarity, enough of those puzzle pieces that it catalyzes change, that you have so much clarity that you can't not move forward towards your vision. So if any of you are interested, the next Vision Quest 28-day online course is starting this weekend. Registration ends tomorrow night, in Australia. And we do the basic format of it, as there are 28 silent sunrise sessions. They're an hour long, where I guide you through a meditation and writing exercise, kind of like what we did today. But they're designed as special questions and in a special sequence that allow you to bring these puzzle pieces up to the surface. So if you're curious to go deeper, I'd love to work with you. And I'll after the call, I'll send you guys a link to find out more. Now, I'd love to hear from a couple of you. I'm here to answer questions, give any support I can. If any of you want to share anything that you saw or ask any questions, now's the time. You can just raise your hand and unmute yourself. Sean.
Thanks, Rick. A lot of the things that I found that I was grateful for, and there's plenty of them, really, I was going through the other day some of the writing exercises I did 3 years ago at talking and Ange, my wife, about this, and has come about. There's nothing in there that I wrote that was of importance that I haven't had land in my lap. So, it's a powerful thing, and I believe in it totally. And it's just a wonderful process, and I've got so much to be grateful for. It's awesome.
It's great. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, and since you did the retreat, it's interesting too how the things came to you, ways that you couldn't have predicted and might have seemed like curses when they came, but turned out to be life-changing blessings.
Yeah, 100%. Having cancer, having close people die, may seem like a terrible thing, but they were all blessings, and we learned so much out of it.
Thanks, Sean. Carolyn.
Hi. Hi. So for me today, sort of be doing a bit of that. I'm still obviously in the foundation setting stage and hopefully almost there after doing the 20 online for you. And one of the things I noticed was the first exercise we did today, where it was kind of letting all of the things out that, you know, the frustrations and the things that I normally hold within. And I noticed today I let it flow so much easier than the first time I went to do that through the Vision Quest exercise. So there's a lot of things I know I just sort of hold in, and some of it has to be that way. And it was quite good to take that step today and kind of let it rip, as you said, and just let it all out in there. And yeah, just it was quite different doing it today. As I said, I plan to go and do one live, and I cannot wait to get there as soon as that foundation's sorted. Hopefully by September I'll be there, and I will be doing this in person, because I know even just this little bit today, things have shifted in this time. It's you know, what, a year and a half since I probably did it, which feels like forever when I say it, but there's so much continues to happen, and so many aha moments when I was doing that process with you of a lifetime of stuff to sort through. And there's been so many things happen again in that year and a half, and lots of shifts happening within me all the time still. And I'm excited to get to continue that, and I can just see how the things that I've learned continue to help me. And I still every now and again go and do one of their little sunrise mornings sessions, and do those on my own quietly even every now and again. And it's amazing how even just every now and again bringing that process back into my life, if I can't do it every day, which would be better, I'm sure, but just even doing it every now and again, and it just recenters me. And yeah, doing that today, I can feel already things coming up again that are going to be move me forward through some pretty difficult months coming, but it'll be great. Very helpful. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Carolyn.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Any questions about the process, the course? Anyone want to share anything else?
I'll go ahead and ask a question if it's okay.
Yes.
So first of all, hello, nice to see you, man. Brother, so good to see you. Hello, everybody. So I'm in New York City, and it's been really kind of funny and different here. We have to have an inside life and an outside life, and how to navigate that has been kind of challenging, to be honest. So going through this exercise, I felt that I was in and out of the worlds of my body and out of New York. How do you take into account of the location in which you are producing or trying to move forward in your life? Yeah.
Do you mean like your vision, like when you were seeing what it looked like at the end of 2022, did it feel confusing whether that life was in New York or out of New York?
I think that was part of the journey, to be honest with you. I think that is the long term. I think that is what came up in the final future self, yeah. And still living here and making transitions, like how do you take an account of the location you're in? I guess that's my question.
Yeah.
For us to kind of sort of ground ourselves in, yeah.
So from my experience, what I see with people who are kind of asking a similar question or facing a similar thing, where they're doing that, almost like visiting the future and then describing what they see, which is a really powerful process, which is what you guys did here. And there's some aspects about the future that they don't know the details of yet. And it's like, I could be here, or I could be here, or I could be here. I don't really know. So what I suggest in that case is that you just take a broader perspective that's like, okay, whether it's almost like, regardless of what location you're in, what do you know about your vision for your life and how you want it to feel, and what those basic elements are. Like what kind, for example, what kinds of people are you around? What kind of work are you doing? What kind of relationships are you having? What kinds of things are you doing for your health and your well-being, the things that make you feel alive? And just starting with what you do know, and then usually out of that, some insights come in that inform, maybe not during the exercise, but afterwards, but sometimes during, that inform, oh, is that happening in New York, or is that happening outside of New York, for example? Youssef is an old university buddy of mine. We've been friends for like 23 years. Last caught up in New York City about probably 4 years ago. Seth.
Hey, Rick. Hey, everyone. Just with the practices, first of all, yeah, thanks so much for these journaling practices and just the group energy. It felt like it was able to focus. I was able to focus and connect more deeply. Is these processes something that, like, if I did it again, like regularly, do they get deeper and deeper each time? Is that a useful thing to do? Or is it something that you do once and then do other processes? Is it something that I would do regularly to get deeper, I suppose, is the question.
Do you mean like today's exercise or the Vision Quest process?
Even these ones, or is that kind of what the Vision Quest is doing these, but on a regular basis, and you go deeper each time? Because I felt like here I was like feeling some tension in my body as I'm writing, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to like get up and move my body and do some breath work and then come back and do it again. I feel like it would get a smoother. It was like I was developing more of a relationship through the process, and I could see the more I do it, like with anything meditation, I kind of get a good one and I feel really clear, and other ones it's like, oh, some clunky bits in there.
Yeah. So sounds like those kind of two questions, or two things that come to mind. So one is, well, in terms of, say, the entire process, that can either be done over 28 days with the online course, or at a retreat live for 6 days in Australia. So that the entire process it's wonderful to revisit that every like 2 to 3 years, say 2 to 4 years, because in our crazy busy lives, we say you do the process, and then you go into your life, and then you're implementing everything, and you're making the changes, and you're living those dreams. And some dreams you live, some dreams become irrelevant, but you grow so much, you evolve as a person. And so the you in, say, 2 years time is not the same you, and also needs to take time out of the busyness to reconnect. It's like you got to make special time to get this kind of clarity, for your life's vision. And what I've seen, the people who have done it more than once, they really quickly kind of enter that zone where they're getting this clarity. They know what it's like. It's like a familiar motion to them. So they can enter that zone where they can get that clarity really quickly, and they just kind of they just hit the ground running when we start the process. And the other thing is that, like you said, it's kind of maybe took you a little while to kind of get into it today, and you felt like you wanted to kind of get up and move and then come back to it. And that's normal. But that's also the benefit of, say, when you do it over the 28 days, you have this sacred hour first thing in the morning. And the first few days, it's kind of like warming you back up. Like, what is that inner voice? How do I connect with that? What does it sound like? What's the quality of it? But once you kind of reestablish that relationship with it, then it's talking to you like before you've sat down. It's like going, hey, you get up before your alarm. Like, I got stuff to tell you today. So it happens a lot more fluidly and quickly as you develop that habit of it. And then, of course, like continuing that habit afterwards, people often continue some form of journaling, some form of meditation and silent sunrise sessions, and asking themselves questions and writing the answers.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Seth. Thanks for being at my first retreat.
So good. Cheers,
and just being a positive force since then. Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Great to see you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, everyone. Thanks again for being here. Great to connect. I'll send you guys the link if you want to check out more. I'd really love to work with you if you felt like today's session was valuable for you. Okay, retreat. Do you want me to talk about that now? Retreat, what do you mean, Yusuf?
I said, when is your next in-person retreat?
Next one is March 8 to 13 on the Sunshine Coast. Yes.
And do you know what's going on with COVID? Or that's something I can ask offline, I can figure out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard for people to get in and out of
because Djokovic
Australia.
is going through trouble right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find out.
Yeah. I hope it gets easier to travel internationally, of course, as my parents are over by you, Yusuf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Lots of love. Stay in touch. Feel free to send me an email after this if you want to share anything or ask anything. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. See you, everyone.